Motors Corporation work ever since its inception. They've been able to help Ugandans leapfrog from your usual, fuel car. Now we're moving electric. Everything is now moving electric. And of course, the motor industry is one that is fronting these changes. And so in today's discussion, we want to focus on the accountability of Kiira Motors Corporation. You've been hearing it, but it's one of those corporations that's been receiving the presence of the president a lot. And you've been asking yourselves, but why? What is in it that the president is ever so often visiting them at their facilities, lodging this and the other? And so we're hoping that today we look at accountability, policy implementation, and Uganda's industrial success stories through the lenses of KMC, traversing how government support, strategic planning, and local innovation are all combined to actually transform not just Jinja, but the rest of the country into a modern industrial hub, as we are exploring also the achievements in the electric vehicle manufacturing, local employment creation, as well as the sustainable industry growth, and also demonstrating how exactly state enterprises are delivering quote-unquote measurable impact. And so aligning with these, my guests are in studio and they're coming from Kiira Motors Corporation. Allow me to introduce Ian John Kavuma, Designated Managing Director, eBus and Xpress. Good morning to you, Ian.
A very good morning to you, Priscilla, and to our viewers and my colleague Shibah right here. It's an honor to be with you this morning as we discuss further Kiira Motors Corporation as an enabler of industries in this dear nation. Okay,
all right. We also do have Lateefa Shibah Tusuubira, Senior Electrics and Electronics Systems Engineer. Good morning to you, Engineer.
Good morning, Priscilla. I'm very happy to be here with my colleague, and we're really going to discuss policy.
Okay, all right, let's first understand Kiira Motors Corporation, Ian. What is it all about, and since its inception, what have been the recognizable achievements?
Thank you so much, Priscilla. Ours at Kiira Motors Corporation, really, let me stitch this one up from where you started. His Excellency's interest, General Yoweri Museveni, has really held our hand right from inception at Makerere University, and now a fully fledged incorporated company that is seated on 100 acres of land in Jinja, with a government investment of over $120 million, and the company currently is valued at over $92 million. So, what is special about Kiira Motors Corporation, really? Our mandate was to commercialize electric mobility and bring mobility solutions. And here we've been able to categorically come up and develop right from scratch over 12 models of state-of-the-art buses. I think the ones we started with, the beautiful ones. And just looking at last year alone, we made close to over 6 billion shillings in revenue from sales. Then this year...
Was that local revenue?
Yes, this is mostly local revenue. And then this year alone, this financial year, the target is over 36 billion shillings. And in the next year, the target is tenfold, 350 billion shillings.
Okay.
So again, through Kiira Motors Corporation, right in the middle of Mutai, deep in Jinja, we are reviving Jinja as an industrial hub. And ours is to transform Jinja as the motor city. Globally, we know about the Detroits of this world, being the motor cities of America, and Jinja has that capacity to be once again. We are bringing back this glory to this mighty city, Jinja. But of course, we do not stop at just feeding the local market. We are also intentional on getting a piece of the international export earnings. So our products are not just made for Ugandans, they are made for Africa and beyond.
Okay.
And we are looking at satisfying over 400 international orders this financial year. So we are intentional about transforming the economy, contributing to the tenfold growth of this dear economy, and aligning ourselves to what our visionary leader, His Excellency, is calling that tenfold growth.
How many people are you employing at the corporation now?
That's a good one, Priscilla. Right now we are in excess of over 400 direct, and indirectly we are looking at around 600. So in a total, on a simple day when you walk in, you could easily rub your shoulder on over 1,000 people at the facility.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's turn to the technical aspects of things. Engineer Shibah here. Now, from a technical and policy perspective, what successes and what lessons from implementing the advanced electronics and electrics can guide us locally as Uganda to give us the broader perspective of the industrial growth we see?
Thank you, Priscilla. So our biggest success really has been, the first one back in the day was the building of the Kiira EV, the first electric car on the African continent. So that was done by engineering students and professors at Makerere University, and it really launched this corporation back then. So we've moved on to electric buses, that Kayola EVS. These are all designed by Ugandans and manufactured by Ugandans in Uganda at the Jinja. So these buses are powered and charged by our infrastructure that we are setting up. These are all big, big successes for us. And personally, I've worked on, I think, every part of the process of these buses. So my core is in electrical and electronics, but I've gone through everything. And that is something I'm really proud of. So one thing that you can learn from this is that people need to see something like a viable product so that they believe in it and invest in it. So when this was idealized back in the day, when you're saying we can build motor vehicles in Uganda, we can have electric energy, we can be the pioneers, we can be the change makers, people thought it was something out of the world. We're like, why are you doing this? But because of this, we have led so many people within the ecosystem. The ecosystem has a number of people. We have people in the financial sector, we have people in policy, we have people that are doing research and engineering, people who are in part of our value chain that do electronics, wood for our floors on the buses. So we are pulling in a number of people, and this was just by a dream of engineering students that made that first electric car on the African continent. So the policy, we have engaged with policymakers to have these incentives that made the industry better. For example, we have an income tax exemption for vehicle manufacturing companies. Then we have like import duty on materials for making electric vehicles. We have excise duty exemptions. So we have regular interactions with policymakers to create a world and environment where we can thrive and other people can join in and thrive as well.
All right, I'm more particularly interested in new engineering as a woman in a male-dominated sector. It continues to be a male-dominated sector, even with all the affirmative actions right from the top down. And so it begs the question, how are you inspiring more women to actually uptake and be more of practicing engineers in such a space?
Well, I think for me, like in the past, when I joined Kiira Motors as an intern, I felt like I had so much to prove and I wanted to be very aggressive at work. And that passion led me to, you know, grow in my field. But the thing is, like I said, I came in as an intern, and we're having programs like that for people to come in, absorb from the university. We have the Makerere Unipod program, where we have young students from Makerere University come in and do some industrial training with us, and they can have practical skills in the world, and that's how we kind of onboard a few of our staff. Other universities are also part of us, so that is a way we can, and these key collaborations have inclusive programs. So the e-mobility skilling program at Makerere Unipod, that's partnering with Kiira Motors, has 50% of females, of young girls, added into the program. So that's a way that they are onboarded into this organization. But another thing is the environment at work is really inclusive. You are not, you know how it feels like a male-dominated place? You'd feel like they'll be like, oh, you're so a soft-spoken girl. Maybe you shouldn't go on the bus. Maybe you shouldn't climb up on top of this. You shouldn't do this. But there, you feel empowered to do all these things. And I feel like if I show up at work and do my best, then I'm showing the people that are younger than me that this is a space that you can be part of. So I feel like when you show up, do your best, keep rising above, you create space for everyone, and everyone sees the passion that you have and keeps on striving for that.
All right, Ian, the e-bus express, people have been seeing it, people have been taking it, but you know, the Ugandans, there's always some skepticism somewhere, somehow. So what are some of those, especially mindset barriers that you're trying to juggle through in order to help Ugandans, by and large, appreciate, you know, electric mobility?
Thank you so much, Priscilla.
Doesn't mean you step on the bus. What if it stops there?
That's a good one. And let me pick it up from where my colleague Shibah has left it. Really, ours is going to, or we are intentional on putting out this information to the masses, and that's why we are here. Basically, through eBus Express, who is now a brainchild of Kiira Motors Corporation, we thought it wise that we need to have these products experienced by the ordinary Ugandan, omuntu wa wansi. Someone who cannot afford to buy a full bus, but they can afford to just load 1,000 shillings on their tap and go card. So again, enabling this notion of bus zidiwano to work over and beyond for the Ugandans. So we've had our pilot in Jinja, and we've run this one for more than now a year and transported over 190,000 Ugandans. Can you imagine? And we've done over 250,000 kilometers on these electric buses. Actually, the people of Idinda, that is Jinja, for them, they know them as their buses because it's their means of transport. We've brought back dignified transport. But let me also speak to the supporting infrastructure. This is the DC fast charging network. Literally, you can charge a big bus that carries over 67 people in under an hour. That's amazing. And this is all being enabled by the electric energy infrastructure that the visionary leadership of His Excellency has really spearheaded. But of course, paying homage to the visionary leadership of Mama Science, Honorable Monica Musenero, the science of, rather Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation. But of course, this cannot be possible without the relentless effort that has been put in by Mr. Paul Isaac Musasizi, who is the Group CEO, who has always been intentional on bringing this technology right from the boardrooms down to the roots of Nachibizi, Iganga, Kabale, Gulu, Soroti. Again, the vision is actually to have over 1,500 electric buses in Uganda in 14 cities, supported by a DC fast charging network of over 260 chargers. And we have been intentional on piloting this. Very soon, Abe Kampala Tujja, we are bringing these electric buses. You know, you could doubt if a woman is pregnant, but once you see the child, then you know she was actually pregnant. So when we have these buses enjoyed every day by ordinary Ugandans, all these probably the worries and the likes will be demystified, just like what is happening in Jinja. All
right, thank you so much, Ian. I'll give Engineer Shibah the closing remarks. Just projecting for us, accountability has been given. You have talked about the role that policy has played in ensuring that you're established and that you're running and now looking to regional and global competitiveness. But by and large, when it comes to driving national development, what is the vision that you see KMC?
Well, in the future, we envision to have over 65% localization of our parts, and this is really going to build the bigger economy around us.
Okay.
So if we have everything that we use on our buses made from here by Ugandans, we leave our money within the economy. We cut out import substitution, we do import substitution so that we don't over-rely on imports. So if we keep the money in the economy, our country will grow. Then in the future, we have plans to have, to include more people in our industry, venture into other things that are going to boost our economy. For example, works in developing our electronics from here, and those are, we are engaging people that are working to have our electronics made from here. We want to have like battery manufacturing here in Uganda, and you understand the battery constitutes the biggest percentage of the cost of the electric vehicle. So if we have the capability to make it from here in Uganda, the prices for the buses will significantly go down, and then people will have an opportunity to use them.
All right, I've not heard anything about private cars, so we shall wait for when the future is good.
Watch the space.
Watch the space. All right, Engineer Shibah, thank you so much for your commitment. Mr. Ian Kavuma, thank you so much. And Kiira Motors Corporation, thank you so much for your continued endeavors to ensure that you contribute to the national development agenda of the country. We take a short breather. We look at yet another